It was just another day at the facility when the minions stumbled upon something extraordinary, a portal that would change their lives forever. They had no idea what was inside, but curiosity got the better of them and they just had to see for themselves. What they found was beyond anything they could have imagined, a room filled with all of the things they had ever wanted. There were castles, spaceships, and even a giant banana that seemed to be calling out to them. It was a dream come true. The minions were over the moon with excitement and couldn't wait to explore further. As they made their way through the room, they came across a control panel that looked like it belonged in a sci-fi movie. It had buttons and levers everywhere and the minions were determined to figure out how it worked. As they tinkered around, they accidentally pressed a button and suddenly the room was filled with a bright light. When the light subsided, they realized that they were no longer in the same place. They had been transported somewhere else entirely. The minions had stumbled upon a world where anything was possible. It was a world where their wildest dreams could become a reality. But how did they get there and how could they get back home? The answers to these questions lay hidden in the portal, waiting to be discovered. But first, the minions had to navigate the treacherous terrain of this strange new world and all of the challenges that came with it. As they ventured further, they came across all sorts of fantastical creatures and landscapes that seemed straight out of a fairy tale. There were talking animals, magical forests, and even a dragon or two. The minions were in awe of everything they saw and couldn't believe how lucky they were to be on this incredible adventure. But not everything was as it seemed. As they journeyed through this dreamlike world, the minions began to realize that there was more to it than met the eye. There were dangers lurking around every corner and they had to be on their guard at all times. They had to use all of their wit and cunning to outsmart their enemies and overcome the obstacles that stood in their way. Through all of this, the minions remained determined to uncover the secrets of the portal and find their way home. They knew that it was important to understand how they got to this world in order to make it back safely. With each passing moment, they learned more about the portal and the world it connected to. They discovered that it was powered by their dreams and that it could transport them to any place or time they desired. They also learned that the world was full of magic and wonder, and that there were all sorts of fantastical creatures and places waiting to be discovered. The minions were amazed by what they learned and couldn't believe the possibilities that were now open to them. They had the power to travel through time, explore different dimensions, and even meet their favorite historical figures. It was like a dream come true, but the minions knew that with great power comes great responsibility. They had to be careful not to disrupt the balance of the world or cause any harm to the people or creatures who lived there. They also had to be aware of the dangers that lurked around every corner and always be prepared for anything. Despite all of this, the minions were still excited to explore further and see what other wonders awaited them. They knew that they had a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to experience all sorts of amazing things and they weren't going to waste it. With that said, let's take a look at some of the things they did next. They went on an adventure through time. Using the portal, they traveled to different eras and witnessed some of the most important events in history. They saw the construction of the pyramids, the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, and even the signing of the Declaration of Independence. They explored uncharted territories. The minions discovered new lands and explored places that had never been seen before. They sailed to distant islands, trekked through dense jungles, and even flew to far-off planets. They encountered all sorts of strange and wonderful creatures and experienced cultures that were completely foreign to them. They uncovered lost artifacts. The minions found ancient relics and artifacts that had been lost for centuries. They discovered the Ark of the Covenant, King Arthur's sword, and even the Holy Grail. These artifacts were incredibly powerful and the minions had to be careful when handling them as they could easily be corrupted or destroyed. They battled evil villains. The minions faced off against some of the most evil villains in history. They fought against Genghis Khan, Dracula, and even Darth Vader. These battles were epic and the minions had to use all of their strength and courage to come out on top. In the end, the minions realized that the true power of the portal lay not in its ability to transport them to different places and times, but in its ability to bring people together. They learned that no matter where they went or what they experienced, the most important thing was to never give up hope and to always believe in the power of friendship and teamwork. And so the minions returned home, forever changed by their experiences. They carried with them the lessons they had learned and the memories they had made, and they knew that they would never forget their incredible adventures. For many of us, we have probably experienced moments in our lives when we felt like giving up. Moments when the odds were stacked against us and it seemed like no matter what we did, we just couldn't catch a break. But despite the challenges we faced, we still managed to push through and come out stronger on the other side. And it is in these moments of adversity that we truly discover the strength and resilience within us. We learn that no matter how difficult the situation may seem, as long as we have hope and determination, we can overcome anything. However, for the minions, things were a bit different. They were known for their insatiable curiosity and their tendency to cause chaos wherever they went. So when they stumbled upon the mysterious portal, it was only a matter of time before they decided to take a peek through. At first, their attempts to navigate this strange new world were filled with slapstick and disaster. Their efforts to interact with the locals often ended in hilarious misunderstandings, and their attempts to use the local currency resulted in them being chased out of town by angry vendors. They were the laughingstock of this strange new world, and it seemed like nothing they did would turn out right. But then something unexpected happened. One of the minions, Kevin, seemed to have had enough of their repeated failures. He looked at his reflection in a nearby puddle and let out a defiant roar. From that moment on, he approached everything with a newfound determination. He tried again to talk to the locals, and this time he was able to get them to understand him. He attempted to use the local currency again, but instead of trying to buy something, he simply handed it to a child, earning him a grateful smile. Kevin was determined to make a difference and prove that the minions were capable of more than just causing chaos. The other minions noticed Kevin's change of attitude and were inspired by his determination. They started to try harder as well, and slowly but surely, they began to turn things around. They still had a lot of funny moments, but now they were also starting to experience some success. This unexpected turn of events left the audience both surprised and delighted. They had come to expect nothing less than complete disaster from the minions, but now they were seeing a side of these lovable characters that they had never seen before. It was as if the minions had finally realized that their dreams were within reach, and that no matter how difficult the situation seemed, as long as they kept trying, they could achieve anything. It was a powerful message that resonated with audiences of all ages, and it left them feeling inspired and hopeful. Overall, the minions' journey through this strange new world was filled with ups and downs, but in the end, they proved that no matter how difficult the situation may seem, as long as you have hope and determination, you can overcome anything. Their story is a reminder that we should never give up on our dreams, and that even the smallest minion can accomplish extraordinary things. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember the minions and their incredible journey through the world where their dreams came true. Let their story inspire you to keep trying and never give up on your dreams. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this story about the minions and their incredible adventures. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more fun stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.